Welcome to Overthinking It, where we subject the popular culture to a level of scrutiny it probably doesn't deserve. And today we're looking at Sweden, hot off their 2015 victory with the gnome who punched me in the face during our interview.
You are not a special effect.
You tell me.
My lawyer is still trying to figure out how to sue a foreign citizen who is also a cartoon. This year, Sweden is sending a guy named Frans, which is dangerously close to France, which is another country entirely. It's a who's on first conversation waiting to happen. So to keep things simple, I'm going to call him Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Loved you in brick, man. JGL is definitely not sorry. But if he were sorry, he wants you to know he would have the greatest apology ever. He would apologize so freaking hard that even total strangers would burst into tears and forgive him. But some of his apologizing strategies seem a little ill-conceived. Here is our ranking of his acts of contrition from best idea to worst idea.
We're sorry. I'd give you all the glory.
Truthfully, we're not exactly sure what this means. I'm really sorry we fought, honey. To make it up to you, here's a Pulitzer Prize for investigative journalism. However, at least he's trying to do something nice for her, which makes this JGL's least bad apology.
I'd run 1,000 miles. Wouldn't stop until I dropped. Wouldn't take the break to breathe until I got close enough. Then I'd do it all again.
Now this one's major points for reminding us of one of our favorite musical declarations of love.
Walk 500 miles an hour. Walk 500 more.
Except JGL is actually going twice as far as the Proclaimers. And he's running. Hardcore JGL. Remember to stretch first.
I'd take a vow of silence. I wouldn't say a single word until you really heard.
And we like the self-denial here. JGL is a singer, right? But he's not even going to talk until she forgives him. We recently watched all 11 movies based on Nicholas Sparks' books, and this kind of over-the-top sacrifice is right up his alley. Plus, JGL shrewdly puts the pressure on the girl to end his vow of silence. If she doesn't forgive him, she's going to have literally dozens of angry JGL fans direct messaging her on Facebook.
I crawl through the desert on my hands and knees, rehearsing my pretty please.
Now, the desert part seems unpleasant and unnecessary, and come to think of it, far away from Sweden. But think about how well-rehearsed that apology is going to be. Even if it's a tiny desert, he's going to have his whole speech down cold by the time he crawls back to civilization.
Climb the highest mountain. If I were sorry, shout it from the top.
Now we're getting into some truly bad ideas. Unless his girl actually lives at the top of the freaking Matterhorn, it seems unlikely that she is going to hear the apology. Also, didn't she just take a vow of silence? I guess these apologies are either or. And look, I know that shouting something from a mountaintop is meant to be a metaphor, but it's still a bad idea. It means he's going to share it with the whole world. And a public apology seems to me even more misguided than a public proposal. Pro tip. Do not use the Jumbotron at a Los Angeles Dodgers game to apologize. I learned that one the hard way.
Swim across the ocean.
Why? Presumably in this scenario, she is across the ocean and he's swimming to get to her. So basically it's a nautical version of the one where he runs 2,000 miles. But I associate swimming across the ocean with something you do as a publicity stunt. You remember that woman who wore the terrifying jellyfish-proof face mask? Even now, she swims through my nightmares.
I hold my breath till my face turned blue.
JGL. There is nothing women love more than childish temper tantrums. So by all means, go up to her, take a big theatrical breath until your cheeks puff out, and then stand there till you pass out. That's how Jerry Maguire ended, I think.
Swim underwater until my lungs exploded.
Come on, man. I already told you swimming across the ocean was a bad idea. Now you're going to do it underwater? Honestly, you are towing the line between misguided romantic gesture and using self-harm as a control mechanism. Not cool, man. Also, I don't think underwater swimming makes your lungs explode per se. Maybe if you're scuba diving and you come up too fast, But JGL, the bends is nothing to joke about. You're not going to get back together with your girlfriend when you're spending 3 days in a decompression chamber.
Walking to the fire.
This song is kind of freaking me out now. What fire is he talking about? Does Sweden have some sort of inferno that never goes out, like the Springfield tire fire? Is he going to start a fire in the fireplace and then jump into it? Also, I know it's late in the game to ask this, but what is this hypothetical apology about? Unless he accidentally killed her whole family, wouldn't some flowers and a card do the trick? How are third-degree burns going to make it better? And finally, here is the absolute worst idea JGL has for saying he's sorry.
I rob a bank and a post office too.
Well, he has finally graduated from self-harm to straight-up armed robbery. First of all, giving your woman a sack full of stolen money isn't a great apology. That's just going to get her in trouble, and then you're going to have to apologize for that by stealing a Picasso from a museum or something. But more importantly, why on earth does JGL think that in addition to the bank, he needs to knock over a post office? At least here in the United States, banks have significantly more money than post offices. Is he robbing stamps? Bubble wrap for her to pop while she's in jail as an accessory to JGL's many crimes? I'm pretty confident in saying that no matter how well executed the post office caper is, there is nothing he could steal there that is going to win his lady back. Bottom line, we should all be very glad JGL is not sorry, because when he apologizes, no one is safe. Let us know your vote for worst apology ever in the comments below, and subscribe to this channel for more Eurovision videos. From Overthinking It, where we subject the popular culture to a level of scrutiny it probably doesn't deserve.